Yo, guys. What's going on, people? How are we today? Gotta make this quick, fast. Bitcoin's moving. How are we, people? Are we well? Who's in the room? You know the drill. Pump the algo. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning to everyone. Good morning to New York, to everyone around the world, man. Raki, yeah, I'm gonna upload the masterclass very shortly to the website, so don't worry about that. Everyone, look at that. Okay then. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's get on with the program. To anybody new to the stream and to all the pattern watchers that have been with me from day one, okay, and to all new pattern watchers, welcome to Traders Reality, guys. I had to pause there. My name is Tino. Let's have a conversation. Mate, brain in gear. So let's just talk about what's actually happening right now and understand what I'm talking about regards to Bitcoin traders, holders not letting go. Okay. Now, first things first, we need to roll over to the good old glassnode. Okay. And in the glassnode itself, we're going to start seeing some interesting information. Okay. What do I mean by traders are not letting go? Okay. Holders not letting go. Well, look at it like this. In this chart right now, okay, you can see bright as day, right? That this is price up here. Okay. And of course, this is a measure of the unrealized profits and losses in the chart. Okay. And this goes all the way back from 2011 all the way to the current day. Okay. So this is in the last 24 hours. All right. Now, looking at where Bitcoin's price is at, you can see that the green itself implies that traders are of belief or denial. Belief is when price is starting to rise and it's green. Okay. So the indicator showing that it's green, it means traders are of belief. When it's coming down, traders are in denial. Okay. Right now, based on the net unrealized profit and losses, okay, across the board, it appears that traders, based on how I understand this, traders across the board are in denial that Bitcoin is going to drop. That means they're leaving profitable positions open for the market maker to attack. Okay. At what point are they going to close their positions? Which would imply that if this indicator changes to like a lighter orange like this, well, very dark orange, it would imply that anxiety is stepping into the charts across the board. Anxiety is in Bitcoin, okay? Because traders don't pay themselves, all right? Retail traders for that matter, even holders themselves, okay? Now, I do get the idea that as a holder, you're about accumulation. Sometimes you do need to take a little bit of a profit. Okay. Now, looking at the chart itself, you can see bright as day Bitcoin has now come back down and hit the previous wick, ladies and gentlemen. Look at the wick that it's working. It's no surprise, guys. We've been talking about this for the past 2 streams. They've worked this zone. We do have a pool of liquidity right here. Patreons, for all of you that were with me today, look what it's working on. The range daily low. Stopping volume candle, stop hunt rise, and then they pull it straight back. The range daily low is in sight, and yesterday's low could be one of the points in the chart that they may decide to move price down towards. If you look at the chart itself, Asia did a good job of setting up the move to the upside to trap the traders long on the belief that once it breaks above the 50 EMA, price is going to continue from that point. That is not the case. Now, the reason why we're talking like this about Bitcoin is because of this following range, okay? Yes, there is a bigger pattern in play, all right? But they may make one last attempt to the downside to induce people to close their positions, set them up to go in the opposite direction, to then reverse price and move away from the zone. All right? This is what we need to be really mindful of. 1, 2, and 3. We're waiting for the third hit. This will be the strong hit to the downside. How far will they decide to move price? Because they could actually do the following. All right. They could spike the price down lower and then shift it back up again. So we could see a V-shaped pattern. if we look at the RSI itself on the 15-minute time frame, we can see it's coming down towards the volatility band, but looking on the hourly itself, it's nowhere near the volatility band in the sense where a move is starting to develop. So we may see price drop down lower if they don't hold this zone. Now, we've been expecting this W formation to play out, okay? Now, if it doesn't play out, then we would conclude that Bitcoin is in the final stage of the cyclical move to the downside. We always have to gauge both instances, guys. Why? Because each instance is going to develop. They've already come from the highs up here. M formation, drop level 1, rise, drop level 2, retrace. Is this the point that they're going to pull away from, which they've done on the 50 EMA? Are they going to now continue down lower to form what we understand to be a W formation at the lows, which will be level 3 peak formation? This is what we are expecting from them. They can hold this zone or they can break it and move to form a pattern, which will take us into Friday. And then we've got the weekend where they will throw the range about. All right? So please, please be mindful of what's going on today, guys. We are still in the accumulative range right here. Are they accumulating more shorts to build and then move price down lower? Are they trying to trap the retail trader and make him believe that Bitcoin ain't going to go back up towards its all-time high just yet? It's going to continue down lower. Are they going to get those traders to close their current positions and open shorts, which at the same time the market maker's building his longs? Okay? The way I'm understanding the way price action is showing us today, okay, this stopping volume candle right here is giving me a little bit of a clue that they don't want prices to go up just yet. They may bring it down lower, at least within this wick right here. The absolute range, the range daily low, need to add that to the chart itself. Range weekly high, range weekly low. As you can see, range daily low is in sight, ladies and gentlemen. Bitcoin may take this zone out, okay? So just be mindful with your trades. There's bleeding across the board. If we have a look at what's actually moving in relation to the altcoins, you can see Jasmy has made a silly move up. Happy days. Wonderful behavior by Jasmy Coin. All right, we were looking at this yesterday. Please watch that video in the stream so that we can understand what we were going to expect from this move to the downside. Algo made some nice moves to the upside, and we projected only a couple of days ago that they are likely to hit the $3 zone. Guess what? They didn't hit the $3. They actually hit the $2.98. I'll take that, ladies and gentlemen. But this is a zone that they are likely to come back and recover to because it's an imbalance in the chart. Always pay attention to the imbalances because this is where the market maker is going to show his hand. All right? Gala, still doing very well. All right? Came back from the retrace last night. Continuation to the upside. Spikes the up and then pulls straight back down. This may be an M formation that could be formed on Gala. So just be aware of it, guys. They may actually now start to pull price back down to test the 50 EMA completely. Look at the liquidity that has been left on the table, ladies and gentlemen. Mad amounts of liquidity. Are they going to start pulling Gala back now to bring things back into the fray? Mana. Sharp pullback. Range daily high. Blue vector candle. Yet again, guys. There's nothing more I can say to you. Blue vector candle. It always seems to be the point in the chart that is actually moving. It will actually move price. Okay? Sand. Look at that. Look at that. What has Sand done? Wonderful. Anyone holding Sand? Beautiful. Wonderful. So the disparity is altcoins. These altcoins are moving. Okay? But Bitcoin is dropping. But all the rest of the altcoins are actually taking a hit. So we need to actually study what's going on with those coins because that's important. Flux yesterday was making mad moves up. Now look at it, pulling back. Are we going to see Flux formulate the rise into the retrace back down into this boxed off area right here? Continuation to the upside. Are we going to see that behavior by Flux? Let's see what happens. This is the daily time frame, so just be mindful of it, right? OMG, breakdown. We drew the pattern, they formulated the move, and now they've collapsed price. Happy days. Please go back and watch a couple of the videos in the altcoin bosses to understand the development of the move. Okay, that's what I really want you guys to try and do. The playlist in the channel, Altcoin Bosses, talks about these coins developing to pull back. All right, make sure you get into that. Win was doing really well earlier on. Ow, wow, look at that. Took out that zone earlier on, well, this week, and it's pulled straight back from that zone. Recovery of the green vector. It's doing exactly the same thing here as it's done here. Now we're waiting to see if it's going to pull back, continue back up towards this previous wick in the chart. That's the next point that we could see Win come back up to. SXP. Look at the W formation it's building right here. The first pullback from the W. We are now waiting for them to lock the peak formation on the daily time frame to make an attempt towards this previous zone in the chart. All right. Beta. Bleeding. ARX. Now, ARX is quite a sporadic coin in the sense where it does show wild behavior and then it doesn't really do much. All of a sudden, this coin seems to just do nothing. All right. If you look at it, it's not really a coin that shows consistency. Look at what is going on there. $4. Even when it was listed, it didn't even hit $4. What's going on here? So something's happening with this coin. Solana's taking a bleed, man. I feel bad for Solana. She's now testing the 50 EMA, which is healthy for Solana because she hasn't tested it in quite a while. A complete test of the 50 will be valid. All right. And we will know where we stand with Solana. FTM. Pulling back, broken below the 50 EMA. Now it's got pools of liquidity that it can actually attack in the zone. So keep an eye out. They could be pulling back towards this point to the previous accumulation zone in the chart, which is right here. So we may see activity happening in this zone right here, ladies and gentlemen. All right. 1 inch taking a bleed as well. All right. Everything is due to pull back because of the gains that they've been making lately. So we need to be aware of that. We can't just accept Bitcoin and all cryptocurrency just to keep on rising. All right. ZEC pulling back. Comp. Now it's back down below the 312 mark, man. It's testing this range. There's a lot of liquidity down here that they could actually burn from. So we just need to be mindful of that and keep an eye on it. Loop Ring. Probably one of the stronger coins in my opinion. It's doing very well. It's only at the 13 EMA on the daily time frame, but it's sort of coming down towards the previous pool of liquidity. Once it taps this pool, okay, it may stop because it's all about when this vector candle started to become a vector. That's what's important. All right. I'm going to be talking about these also in a video coming up very shortly. All right, the altcoin bosses. I'm going to be talking about certain coins that are showing certain patterns. All right, but I just want to give you a quick overview of what to expect right now with a few of them moving forward. All right, we're going to dive into some Metaverse coins as well. Which ones are performing well across the board? Mbox, $6. Absolutely wild. Unbelievable. It's an awesome coin, Mbox. It's got a great staking platform as well. So it's really good because you can actually boost your staking on there by committing more Mbox. So happy days for anyone holding Mbox. Remark, we've been looking at Remark for quite some time. If you watch the Metaverse videos that I put, these last 2 videos talking about Metaverse coins, we've been expecting this behavior by Remark to continue higher to recover the previous wick. All right, so that's real good news for anyone involved in Remark right there. Back to Bitcoin, where we at? 5967. Ouch. Here we are. Nice retrace back up. Gotta be careful, guys. Recovery of the wick. No cigars just yet. Okay? Remember, in order for price to continue higher, we want to see price break above the 5 and the 13 EMA. The 5 needs to cross over the 13. And whilst all that is happening, price needs to be moving higher to break above the 50 EMA. Once all of those 3 factors come into play, then we can start thinking about Bitcoin coming out of this zone rise, the retrace, and then the continuation up. This blue line here would mimic the 50 EMA whilst this is actively happening across the board. All right? So just keep an eye out on that. Don't worry, man. Courtney Stearns, thank you very much for that. It's all love. It's all love. How many of you in the room? 800 of you in the room. 172 likes. Show some love, guys. Show some love. Okay, then. Diving into the actual development of this play. whenever you see these sharp moves right here, the problem that I've got with this big candlestick right here is it's not closing above the 50 EMA. In 6 minutes time, it needs to go above the 50 EMA with conviction. And then we're not over yet because we will need to see a confirmation candle appearing. Remember, market maker has been inducing traders to believe that price is now going to go to the downside. So shorts are being opened. All right. So then all the shorts now are being activated. All right. The liquidation points are being hit. A couple of things to take into consideration, guys. Check this out. I'm going to pull up Exo charts. And then I'm going to pull up Bookmap. And we're going to see how Bitcoin is behaving across the board on these two platforms. We're going to look at the liquidations. And then we're going to look at the actual order book itself, which shows us what is actively happening with Bitcoin. So here we go. Here's the Bookmap. This is Bitcoin right now across 5 exchanges. All right. You can see the liquidity that's coming in at 60,000. They've come down, spiked the lows, and the liquidity is coming in at 60. Now we've got to be mindful. All right. Because if they don't break above this point and trigger the 60, okay, it's going to be a false move. We've got 4 minutes to work out if this is going to be a false move or not. Looking at Exo charts itself. Let me bring it back here. Let me bring Exo charts up here. No, don't do that. Sorry about that, guys. Bring Exo charts here. All right, then. Exo charts. All the shorts are now being liquidated. Look at that. All the shorts being hit. The Bookmap itself showing us some very interesting behavior right there. Okay. So look at the delta. All right. If I zoom out, you can see the longs were being built here. They got liquidated. Shorts are now being built. Okay. Because price was dropping down, going aggressive to the downside. They hit the previous pull and the previous wick. Then all of a sudden the market maker changes up the delta, switches it up, and then hits the shorts, hits their liquidations. You see, the way I understand Exo charts in looking at the delta itself, when price is dropping, the delta is showing a negative reading, which implies that the selling pressure is rising. But the way I see sales in the market is when the market maker's going long. It explains itself right here. How is it that the delta is showing selling pressure is building up, yet it's the point in the chart where they decide to then turn direction and move back up? This is proof, okay, that the game itself is designed to make you lose. All right. Look, the 50 EMA is being rejected right here. All right. Coupled with that, the net realized profit and losses, if I type in the liquidations, the long liquidations, this is in the last 24 hours. All right. You can see yesterday, a lot of longs got liquidated. All right. Sorry, Tuesday, a lot of longs got liquidated. Wednesday, not that many longs were liquidated. All right. Now looking at the shorts totals itself, today, all right, not that much. But tomorrow's reading will show an increase in shorts to the upside getting liquidated, all because, all because of this move. This fast, false move to the upside. All right. It's just how you decide to profile the charts, ladies and gentlemen. What are you making from this? You know, that's what I'm trying to understand with it. Let me just sort this out, man. Unbelievable. There we go. Happy days. Now they're pulling it back. Look at the Bookmap. What orders are there? 58k. Seems to be a place in the chart that they might actually be favoring price to go towards if this is a stop hunt rise to take out the shorts. All right. Sniper Trading sent you. Mad love to anyone new to the channel. Thank you very much for passing through. How do I think Americans are going to pay its debts? Short in crypto stocks as usual. See what I mean about this green vector candle right here? It just stinks of market maker behavior. Why? Because they did it earlier on. They made the stop hunt rise, hit the orders to the downside, hit the shorts, liquidations, and then they brought it back down again. Triggered more shorts to the downside, moved price back up. I want this candle to finish above the 50 EMA on the 15-minute time frame, because if it can't do that, then the next candle is going to have a lot of work to get through. And we need to understand if it's going to recover this green vector candle, all right, or actually make a shift out of the zone to complete this pattern that we've got in the behind the charts, all right? Looking at XO charts itself on the 2600 tick itself, it's good to focus on it because we've just seen a plethora of liquidations happen on the shorts that have been made from this previous move to the downside. So what's going to happen now? Traders that have decided to go long at a quick instance, are they now going to see their liquidation points get hit? Look at the longs. Longs being built right here and here. They make the retail trader believe that it's going to go up from this big pump up. And you know what? Happy days if it does go up, because at a moment's notice, they can change the way price operates. And the sooner you get that in your mind, the sooner you're going to have no bias to direction, and you're going to be quick with your entries and your exits and not leave money on the table to bleed. That's the important thing. See, now we understand in the next, what? Here we go, new 15-minute candle. Are we going to see a full recovery of that zone, or is it just going to be a little stop and then move back down to recover the green vector candle? That's what we're waiting to see in this zone. The 58,000 point in the chart right here is showing some interesting behavior because all the orders are staying static in the order book. They are not leaving. If anything, they're adding to them. Now we may actually have, here we go, triggering the longs. All those guys that just went long on this pump, all the moon boys got excited. Now look what's happening. The shorts are the longs are getting liquidated. Look at that. Delta's coming in, shifting down. Selling pressure's building, or is the market maker going long at the lowest possible point in the chart? These are the profiles of the way price moves, and you can collate this information all together to understand how to make a decision based on this behavior in the charts. Remember, guys, your goal as traders is to ride momentum. It's not about pot luck, trying to hope Bitcoin's going to go to 80k, 70, 90, 200k. That's not what traders are interested in. Traders don't care what they trade. All they need to know is there momentum behind the movement in price? If they can see momentum's building up, they're going to ride that momentum, get out, take the money, do it again. That's what traders do. All right? Traders don't think about Bitcoin getting to 70 or 90k. That's too far away when you're sitting at 59,300. What's the relevance of understanding that? Holders, in a different perspective, have a different mindset. They are not so much traders. They just hold the bag. All right, they'll accumulate more of it, or they just hold what they've got. Put it into USDT, Tether, whatever you want to do as a strategy to preserve your wins and get in at a different price. Happy days. All right, traders and holders are completely different, but they are both emotional. And there's different levels of traders. All right, you've got disciplined traders, you've got emotional traders, irrational traders, moon boy traders, crazy traders. All right, crazy holders. Go and put 10 grand on coins like Shiba Inu or something crazy like that. Well, someone did do that and they made a handsome winning. But how often are you going to see people doing that? You know? All right, so what's now? Going to 58k. If it was that simple. Yeah? If it was that simple. You've got to understand this, guys, right? What we see in front of us is what's happening right now. Right now, you can see the 58,000 zone is showing orders coming into the order book that are yet to be filled. And they are resting orders sitting there, getting ready to be filled. But now, all of a sudden, we're starting to see some more orders coming up here. Are they taking out those orders from here and moving them up high to get them filled sooner? More importantly, are these orders for people waiting to buy Bitcoin, or are they liquidation points at this zone? You see, a liquidation point is an order. Because when you hit a liquidation point from a long, what happens? It gets sold. And in order to sell, what happens? Someone has to buy it. And when they buy back a sell, they profit from the short that they were originally in. You see, this is why liquidation points are so important in cryptocurrency. Because it's where the dead money's at. Ask yourself the question again, why? If the delta is showing pressure to the downside, why are people going short? A negative delta implies that selling pressure is rising. Okay, selling pressure is rising. I've seen one amount right there, 37%, 59%, 50%, 71%. That tells me selling pressure is rising. So why on earth did price go back up? Hold on a second. Why has price gone back up if the pressure is to move price to the downside? I'll tell you why. Because the same people that are going short are setting liquidation points up here. Funnily enough, liquidations get hit on the way back up. When? What? When the actual delta stops. Look at the delta figures down here to the best of your ability, because I know it might be small on your mobiles, but I'll zoom in. Look at the delta figures here. This is my interpretation of it. This delta zone right here, there's divergence in the delta. The delta is negative, but price finishes positive. Okay? Then what happens? It slows down. Why all of a sudden has price stopped moving in this zone? Something's going to change. You got 2 wicks at the lows. Then all of a sudden you see a big pump right here, 24% delta, things are moving up. Then you see a little bit of a sell-off. Then they start to shift out of the zone, because in this zone right here, they had committed the retail trader to stick with his shorts to the downside because they initiated the move earlier on with the rejection of the 50 EMA. Look at the stop hunt rise, drop. And then they pulled it all the way back down and they activated the shorts. Then look what happened. Shift out of the zone. Oh, 52%, 56%, 53%. Of course, the buying pressure is going to step in. Why? Because they're releasing the liquidity from the previous moves that they had built earlier on. Market maker goes long when price drops, and then he goes short when price rises. He realizes a profit on his longs by activating the shorts on the liquidation points of the shorts to the left side of the chart, and he then builds more shorts with his own liquidity whilst closing profits of his longs with the liquidation points of the retail trader who went short earlier. That's pretty much my understanding of how price operates in this game we call trading. Now look what's happened. Long stepping in, long stepping in, long stepping in, but who's getting liquidated? The longs. Now look at the orders, 59k zone. Patreons, what was the symbolism of the 59,200 in today's stream earlier on? 59,200. That was a key point in the chart. Look what's going on. They're trying to get back into that zone. Look, orders coming in at 59.2. The book map itself is showing massive, well, not so much massive, but an imbalance to favor limit buy. So it's, look at this. Look at the trade counter itself. Lots of sales coming in. All right. Now volume stepping in, 22% imbalance on the book itself at 22% again. Things are going to start pulling back. They're going to drop down, guys. Look at the recovery of the green vector candle. Always wait for a confirmation. Now, forgive me if I speak at 1,000 miles per hour, guys, but you are involved in one of the most lucrative industries. You got to be sharp with the game. You got to be quick with the dead. You got to be ready to act swiftly. Okay, this game is not about being slow. Unless you're a holder, it's a different story. All right, but as a trader, you are about momentum. Look at that. How many traders decided to go long right here? How many traders decided to take advantage of Bitcoin going to the moon from this point right here? It's crazy how they instigate this. And it's happening every single... Look at that on the book map. They're burning up right here. That is unbelievable. Big pump in orders right there, man. Look at the delta. It's just going and going. Market makers going long at the lowest point. He's going long right now. But he's activating the liquidation points for the previous guys who went long, because he's now making them pay the price. Yeah? You can trade a peak formation on any time frame. All right? Any time frame. Look at what's going on. Now, what we're going to look for right here, ladies and gentlemen, is the point where the market maker decides that it's now time to reverse price back up after encouraging enough traders to go short. How low will he move price before he makes that decision? Well, we need to look at the chart itself. We've got the wick zone right here. And also down in the chart, you can see we've got the range daily low. And we've got a mad pool of liquidity right here as well. So we've got to be mindful. We've got to be aware of what's going on. You've always got to weigh out all options in the charts, guys. Because if you don't, you're going to get caught out. And you're going to be that trader that says, why is it that everything goes against me? The market doesn't care about you. You do not exist to Mr. Market Maker. The only time you are relevant to the market maker is when you let him know where your liquidation point is. So every time you are trading, ladies and gentlemen, look at your liquidation point and pay attention to it, because you are letting the market maker know where the money's at. All right? So then you need to have a conversation with yourself and say, how much leverage am I using? Am I making myself open? Now, don't get me wrong. If you go in at Bitcoin right now, for example, and you set a liquidation point, if you go short and your liquidation point is 120K, market maker ain't interested in that zone because you got liquidity behind you. He wants to go for the guys who have small amounts of liquidity and they make it apparent by putting it closer towards where price is because they're using high leverage. Now, imagine thousands and thousands of traders doing that. It's going to be a healthy sum, isn't it? Tino, how can you show us how you specifically set up liquidations on exo charts? Which charts you have chose to check this and how you get the percentage of number delta below? It's all programmed in with exo charts itself, ladies and gentlemen. It's all in there. Okay, so net longs is part of the thing. Net shorts. All right. And then this is the footprint bar statistics. And I just trigger all of these. This is all built into exo charts. Nothing fancy. All right. It doesn't matter what indicators you use. It's how you translate it in relation to the way price is behaving. All right. Paying attention to the delta is going to give you a lot of information, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of information. I've sat and stared at exo charts, even though I've had it for such a short amount of time. I've been paying attention to it because I've got the background understanding of how price moves from one zone to the next. All right. What is it about the fact that this green vector candle with what we were talking about only a few moments ago? We were saying that it needs to close above the 50 EMA within 4 minutes. And if it can't do that, the next candle will need to move and close higher in order for us to believe that this is the zone that they're going to be breaking away from. And it hasn't happened. So now we've got a change of heart in the charts. Are they going to come down lower? Because they fully recovered this green vector candle. So are the retail traders now fully committed to shorts to the downside? Because traders went long earlier on. Now look, all the grey bars, liquidation points for the longs getting closed. Now all of a sudden the shorts are getting closed as well because they got burnt before. So anyone that went short has now paid themselves. Now we're at a stable point in the chart. So now we're waiting for the next move. 4 minutes until 2 o'clock, ladies and gentlemen. 4 minutes until the start of the New York session. There's no stupid question, my friend. What does it mean that they catch liquidity? Is it the futures traders that forced closes the position? When I say liquidity, I'm talking about money that was in the marketplace. Because remember, all right, 2,600 ticks. I'm using 2,600 ticks. That's important. I'll tell you why in a second. So in terms of liquidity, what I'm talking about is market makers. In order to buy, someone has to sell. Now, part of the hybrid system is understanding previous points in the chart where they had built orders from. And the only way that they can go back to those positions is if they activate the orders that are set against those positions. So in other words, if you look at this green vector candle here, people went long, all right, because they started seeing price going up. At the same time of those guys going long, their liquidation points were being set, or stop losses, whatever you want to call it. Now, the market maker can see these liquidation points present in the chart. So then what he does is he commits the retail trader to believe price is going up. He knows the retail trader isn't going to close his position because he believes that Bitcoin's going to moon out from this point. So then he sharply moves price down lower. And when he moves it lower, he activates the liquidation points, which that liquidity that he's releasing from the liquidations is being used to open up longs at lower prices and close shorts at the same time. Yeah? Remember, the market maker trades both directions. But the thing is, in each direction, he's either using your money to make money off it, or he's using his own money to add to it. That's the key thing with it. All right. So keep an eye on this zone, ladies and gentlemen. All right. 2 minutes to 2 o'clock. I do have to cut this live short. If you are new to the channel, be sure to like and subscribe. Got a new website up and running, guys. It was the old website, and now we've changed it about a little bit. There's some blogs on there. You can check out all the stuff on there as well. Going to be adding to it quite frequently as well. But released it yesterday. Well, not yesterday, but it's been an ongoing thing. But now it's all ready for people to check out. All right. I've pinned that to the chat. But if you are new, make sure you heads up into the Discord. All right. Because because the Discord has everything that you need, from links to how to download everything. It's all free of charge as well, guys. So go check it out. All right. Make sure you roll out tonight to tonight's stream as well. Okay, 10 p.m. We're going to talk about what Bitcoin has done today and summarize exactly what to expect next in the Asian session. All right. Yeah, I've got to chip. Wait till New York. I have to, but I've got the babysitter here, man, and she needs to go. All right, she's been with me all day today, so that's happy days there. All right. Can't leave the stream, unfortunately, for 24 hours because I need to do an altcoin video. You guys need the altcoin bosses video, so I need to have a look at some altcoins that are setting up certain moves. Metaverse coins making big moves as well. All right. Other than that, guys, mad love and respect. Take care of yourself, and I'll catch up with you guys later on. Stay safe, guys. Peace.